What is up, you guys? You know that I had to do it again. This has been a long time coming. This was promised after doing my top 10 Disneyland hacks, which I will of course pull up on the screen and link down below for you guys. I had to do a top 10 Disney World hacks. Now this will really take you from beginning to end as to how to plan your vacation as well, hopefully, and using a little bit of the tips that I use whenever I book my vacation. If you are not subscribed yet, make sure that you do so that you can see every single video, and make sure that you're following on Instagram and on Snapchat as well, because all of the Disney fun happens on there as well, and I share a lot of photos and just behind the scenes of what we're doing on our trips. Now, let's jump right into this because I have a lot of stuff to share with you guys. Tip number 1, when to go. The first thing when you're booking your vacation is you've got to figure out when to go. Now, if you're looking for the cheapest and least busiest time of year to go, I've got you. There's a ton of crowd calendars that you can check out online, but when we go is the first week of September. I've found that that's the best time to go. It's the least busy time to go, and you have a lot less people, a lot less kids, because it's the first week that they're back in school, and it just so happens to be a little bit of a dead season because it's technically hurricane season, which we got busted with this year, but that's why it's a little bit cheaper. The other cheapest time to go, which we would love to experience, is the week after the American Thanksgiving. In case you guys didn't know, Canadians have a different Thanksgiving than you guys. Now, if you know of a great time to go that's a little bit cheaper as well, let me know in the comments below. But that's the first thing to consider. My second tip for you is obviously, where do you stay? Now, I am a firm believer in staying on property. There's everything from the value resorts that you can stay at. We stayed at Pop Century twice, which was fantastic. There's the moderate resorts, which include Saratoga Springs and those types of hotels, which have a ton of rooms. They're massive, massive resorts. And then you've got the deluxe, like gorgeous, fantastic, once you go you'll never want to stay anywhere else resorts, the fancy ones. And so those include Fort Wilderness Lodge, the Boardwalk, the Yacht Club, the Beach Club, the Grand Floridian, those types of resorts, the Contemporary, and they're all amazing. I have my favorites, and I know that you guys are going to ask, so I'll share them. My number 1 favorite, and we've stayed at a lot of Disney resorts, our favorite right now is the Yacht Club, simply because we really enjoy the location. It's really close to a lot of the parks. You can actually walk to Epcot. You go through the back gate of Epcot, which is really cool. And you can walk to Hollywood Studios, which is also pretty freaking neat. And then when you take the bus system, which is why I say to stay on property, there's a bus system. You don't have to worry about renting a car. You can, of course, if you'd like to, but taking that bus system, it keeps you in the magic. You don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to worry about parking. You don't have to, it's just, you're truly enjoying your vacation. It just makes so much more sense. But all Disney resorts are amazing, let's just be real, but I am a firm believer of staying on property. Another cool thing of staying on property is that you actually receive a Magical Express transportation, is what they call it, from the airport to your resort and back, which is pretty incredible. And they will also take care of your luggages for you. So they will send you luggage tags, and you can check your luggage, and they will pick it up from the airport for you, and it will meet you at your room. So you can literally check your luggage at the airport and not see it until you're in your room in Disney World, which is really cool. And for those of you that are parents, here's a really cool tip that I've heard of before. You can actually sprinkle some fairy dust and let them know that Tinkerbell brought their luggage for them. Maybe put like a little Disney toy that you got at the DisneyStore, which will be like half price compared to in the park, and you can leave that in their luggage too. Or if you're just a large adult and you want to do it for your wife or your husband, you could do that too. So tip number 3, we did this year. How do you get the best price for your trip? I would say to book it as a bundle, either with Disney or with the airline, and here's why. The airlines, as well as the Disney website, will often throw in a free dining plan. What? So we ate completely for free this year, and you can actually upgrade it to a deluxe Disney dining plan if you really feel like eating your face off. It saved us so much money from doing that alone, and I've really found that booking the flight with the hotel, and even sometimes the hotel will be discounted on the Disney website, which is awesome. I just feel like it's the simplest, it's the best. You can get your tickets as well at the same time. Everything is in one place. You can find it all on the app. It's just that much more organized, and usually you can get a pretty great deal. And when they do the free dining plan, it will usually be from that first week of September, which is why we go then, to I think around mid-November. And they have them at different times of year, the free dining plan, and there's blackout weeks as well. You just have to check the calendar, but they announce it every single year, and they have certain times that you can have a free dining plan thrown in, which is pretty amazing when you're a full family that's going, and it can get pretty pricey to eat in the park. So I think that that's a pretty cool tip. Tip number 4. When do you visit each park? So let's say that you are going during a busy time. Now, I just said to avoid holidays, right? And to go at the lowest times of the year. But if you were to go in the first week of September, which we do, there is a holiday. So it's the long weekend, and there's Labor Day long weekend in that time frame when we go, and which usually falls on my birthday. So you can't just avoid Disney World just because it's going to be busy. So what do? I've got you covered. This is actually how I map out our full, usually 7 to 10 day vacation. I will figure out which days we will be at what park. Sometimes we hit both parks, and when you're buying your tickets, consider getting a park hopper pass as well as the water park pass, because if a park is busy, you can literally just hightail it on out of there. You can head to the water park, you can head to Disney Springs, and you can hop to a different park if you have that park hopper option. So it's something to consider. Now, I suggest avoiding Magic Kingdom at all costs on Saturdays of a long weekend or even the holiday of that long weekend, because that's where everybody's gonna go, especially the local people. The Floridians are gonna go there. So think about that. The other thing to think of is now that Pandora is open, it is amazing, but don't go on the Saturday of a long weekend or the holiday Monday of a long weekend. Go the day after. A great spot to go when all the other parks are super, super busy right now, especially, would be Hollywood Studios. Now, this tip might not last forever, but just being smart about it. Another great tip is you can go during extra magic hours. Extra magic hours is another reason to stay on property. All Disney guests, Disney property guests, have an extra hour either in the morning or at night every single day at a selected park. So you can experience that. But here's my tip. That park will be busier throughout the day, especially heading into noon, 2 p.m., that time frame, heading into the time zone when there will be the parades. So it gets really busy on the extra magic hour days. So why would you not avoid that park on the extra magic hour days? Go to a different park, and then the day after that there was extra magic hours, let's say at Animal Kingdom, go the day after because it's going to be way less busy. This is how I literally book my 10-day vacation. I map out when the extra magic hours are. If we want to hit it up during extra magic hours, it's usually an evening extra magic hours when the park is open till like 1 a.m. Magic Kingdom open till 1 a.m. is amazing, or Epcot open till 11 or midnight, amazing. So that's how we do it. And then the morning ones, we avoid them. We actually do it the day after instead because the parks will be that much less busy. All right, tip number 5. This is how I start figuring out exactly what my trip will look like. So I start off by booking all of my dining reservations because I'll know which days we're in which park, and then I go from there. So I will figure out where we're having breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single time. And I know that you might be thinking, why won't you leave it up to chance? You can leave a couple days up to chance, but here's what we've learned. You will get so frustrated trying to wait in line and seeing that all of these restaurants are full. Now, that being said, we go at a very low season. There's not a lot of people, and some restaurants are still full. So trust me when I say you want to make reservations. Listen, even if that means 1 to 2 hours before, just using the mobile app while you're in the park, cool. But if you want to get into some of the restaurants, like the Beauty and the Beast restaurant, the Be Our Guest restaurant, you gotta do it early. Don't expect to just walk up into that restaurant. The other thing is it gives you some structure into your trip, and you know when to do your fast passes. Everything is just more organized that way, and it gives you some stuff to look forward to. So I know what you guys are gonna ask. What are my favorite restaurants? That needs to be a video in its own. So if you guys want me to do a video on my top 10 Disney restaurants, please comment it down below because that can just go on and on. But I wanted to give you guys my best breakfast, lunch, and dinner restaurants. And I wanted to try and spread it out in different locations. So my top breakfast restaurant, hands down, needs to be Kona Cafe at the Polynesian Hotel. The Tonga Toast, fuego. Amazing. For lunch, at Animal Kingdom, you can go to Yak and Yeti, which is kind of like a fusion Asian, it's like a mixture of everything. They have sushi, they have like Chinese type food like fried rice and stuff like that, and the cocktails, Yak Attack cocktail, amazing. Now, I know I say amazing a lot, by the way. For dinner, my favorite restaurant year after year after year is Flying Fish, which is on the boardwalk, which is another reason that I love the Boardwalk Hotel and the Yacht Club Hotel. It's right there. Service, food, atmosphere, incredible. I can't seem to find another restaurant that I enjoy more, and it's starting to climb to the top of my list. So I want to share that one with you guys because it usually is an underdog and flies under people's radars because it's not in the parks. All right, tip number 6. A lot of you guys are going to the parks in hopes to have great pictures, either with characters or in different locations. Now, some of the wait times will be the longest to meet up with a character. That's kind of crazy. To help you expedite that process, you can either check the wait times for any ride or meeting a character on the app. But the other thing you can do is check where characters are just roaming around in the park on the app. It actually shows them, and you can search and filter by character, which is pretty neat. But I can do you one better. If you want to just have dinner or lunch or breakfast at a character dining location, which we did, got to meet Mickey and Pluto and Chip and Dale. It was awesome. We went to the Garden Grill for my breakfast, for my birthday breakfast this year, for my 30th birthday, which was really cool. And the food was so awesome. It was shared as family style. And then you've got all the characters coming around, and you can have a Pog mimosa. Pog is passion fruit, orange juice, and guava. Yum. With champagne. What? Amazing. So one of the best breakfasts experiences, I would say, and it's a character breakfast, and I think it's a really cool way to not have to wait in line and just get some great photos. You get to take pictures of them, they walk by the table, you get up, you take a picture, you keep eating. It's awesome. My 7th tip for you is to get to the parks early. Get there for opening time. Either have breakfast before and then head to the park, so you could have breakfast at Kona Cafe, take the ferry across to Magic Kingdom, be there for opening, and go right in. Here's my tip. When you're booking your fast passes, because then you'll know when you're going to be booking your fast passes and where, because you have all of your dining reservations made. When you do that, take into consideration not booking them at 9 a.m. when the park opens or at 8 a.m. when the park opens. Maybe book one for like 10 a.m. when the park starts to get busier, or even 11, 12, and 1 would be your best. You need an hour in between each. So 11, 10, and 1, it probably won't fall that perfectly, but to give you an example, when you first arrive at the park, it'll be so much quieter in the beginning hours of the day than say noon to 3 p.m., which is usually when it's at its peak. So I would say arrive early and then get your fast passes done later. Tip number 8 is a very cool tip that I get to utilize every single year. If you're celebrating a special occasion like a birthday or an anniversary or a wedding, make sure, this is one of the coolest free things that you can get. You can actually ask for a little pin, a button, like a birthday button. You put your name on it, and what's really cool is you'll sometimes get some free food. And what I've heard from a cast member is, especially when it's your anniversary or your wedding, I heard anniversary, they can actually pick you out of a crowd at any Disney resort in the world, and that is how you get to sleep in the castle at Disney World. What? Imagine if you got selected from a crowd and were chosen to sleep in the castle one night. Incredible. That would obviously be the top choice of free things that you could get, but I've been given free popcorn, free food, free desserts at dinner, at restaurants, so just make sure that you always have it on you. I just pin it to my little backpack. I'll show you guys my backpack actually. Okay, so I've got a few of my backpacks. This was the bag that I seem to wear the most, and you can see my birthday button on there. And that's usually how I wear it, or I'll just have it on my Disney purse, which I've shared with you guys before. So this bag is from the DisneyStore, and the 2 little leather ones. So I have a pink leather one, which is super cute, and then I just attached Lotso to it. And then I've got my grape soda pin because Up. You guys know that our dog Carl's named after the Up character, right? Carl Fredricksen. Fun fact. So this is my other bag, and I can link where I got these 2 leather ones down below, as well as just from a little online boutique. My 9th and before last tip, this is important, whether you are a big kid or you have little ones, it is so important to not go balls to the wall every single day because you will burn out and not enjoy yourself. There is so much downtime stuff that you can do to have a great time. You don't have to be in the park from open till close every single day. Now, if you have a limited amount of time, I understand. Yes, go balls to the wall and sleep when you get home. But if you have a 7 to 10 day vacation or longer, please take midday breaks. What we do is we actually leave the park. We'll usually have lunch around 12:30 and head out usually around 1 or 2. We don't stay in the park much later than that, and then we go back into a park at around 5-6 p.m. We'll usually do cocktail hour at our hotel or on the boardwalk and head back into a park. It really is a very civilized way to do it. You can go chill by the pool. The Yacht Club and the Beach Club have one of the nicest pools, I feel, in all of the Disney resorts. The Grand Floridian pool was really nice as well. So that's what we do. We go back to the hotel and we chill, and we don't overdo it, because if you're tired and hot and grumpy, there's really no point in continuing on with your vacation because you're just not going to enjoy it as much. So try to take a break midday. And the other thing to try and remember is The best memories that you will ever have in Disney are always the unexpected things. The days that it rains and you end up at Disney Springs in like some random restaurant, or the days that you had to wait really long in some line and you end up like making a cool friend or something. It's always the most unexpected things that will end up being your greatest memory. So just try and keep that in mind and go with the flow. It doesn't have to be perfect. And number 10, you guys asked me this question on a couple of my recent Disney videos and I wanted to answer it for you. Now, one really cool question that I got is, where can I watch the fireworks not in the park? And I totally understand that. One great place to watch it would be at the Contemporary Hotel, which is right next to Magic Kingdom. You can actually either have dinner in that restaurant, they play the music and everything, or you can just go up to the top floor and go out on that balcony. You're totally allowed to do that. Or I think it's on like the 2nd or 4th floor, there's a terrace as well that you can watch from there. Another cool spot is the Narcoossee's restaurant. You don't have to be eating there. You can, of course, and watch it from there. Or you can just use their docks and watch the fireworks from the Narcoossee's restaurant at the Grand Floridian. Those are 2 great spots to watch the Magic Kingdom fireworks. If you're looking for a little bit of a more chill way to end your day but still get to experience the fireworks, that would be a great tip for you. Now, my last, and I guess this goes with the 10th tip, but something really cool for you to put on your dream board because it was on mine, was to experience the fireworks in the most secluded, awesome way. And I had heard that you could watch the fireworks from a boat. I should say like a yacht on the Bay Lake area, and it just kind of putt-putts around Bay Lake and then you watch the fireworks. And that had been on my dream board for years, so we actually did that for my 30th birthday. I was totally shocked and totally surprised. You guys let me know. I feel like I should just upload the video. My friend was actually filming me and I had no idea. It was a lot of tears, it was very dramatic, but it was something really cool. So if you want to put that on your dream board, or maybe you're super awesome cool and you can afford to do something like that every other weekend, go and try that. It's something that's really neat. I hope that these tips have helped you guys, my top 10 Disney World hacks. If you guys have any hacks of your own or any cool tips of your own, please comment it down below. Don't forget to subscribe, you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, dudes.